Hello, everyone, and good morning on a Sunday morning. And we are like, this is we're about to hit the third week in September, aren't we? I mean, November, sorry. Wow,
September
where'd
is
that
the way
come
you
from?
going. You're back in time.
I'm going backwards. I'm like, maybe I need to go backwards. Anyway, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Greenland Quilter channel. And this morning I have Sean here, and Sean and I are going to be working more on our star climber that we've been doing together as a collaboration. And I'm going to uh spotlight my friend here, and he's going to tell you about himself, about his channel, and I don't know, maybe he'll give you a sneak peek on what he's working on today with the star climber.
Well, since you asked nice, I'll do that. So thank sorry. Thank you so much for inviting me again this morning. This has been a fun little project. Um, as we've talked about in the past, anyone that's watched, this was not something that was particularly fond of, but Katie kind of talked me into it. But now that I've done it for a while, I've really enjoyed it. So much so that I made a quilt out of these exact stars behind me and got second place at the State Fair of Virginia. But for anyone that doesn't know who I am, my name is Sean, and my channel name is The Guy Who Sews, primarily on YouTube. I have a live at 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning, so you can always start the weekend off with me. And then Sunday morning at 9 o'clock East, this is all Eastern time. You can come check out my podcast, which is just a recap of what I get done during the week. And then a sneak peek. That's the other thing I was meant to show you. So I'm working with several different fabrics this morning. This is the first one I'll work on. So these four. And
Cheeks.
then I grabbed some more batiks out of my scrap bin. We have those. And then I figured it'd be fun to do some yellows and oranges in another star, and then pinks and purples. Now, whether I get this all done this morning or not, that depends on how much Java drawing I do, but that's kind of what I had planned. I always like to bring more than I intend to do during a live, so that way I'm not sitting here twiddling my thumbs at the very end.
That
So that's pretty much it for me.
I love the color, Sean. So both of us are going to be critiquing it today.
Yes.
So speaking of the us doing this paper piecing, um, when I first mentioned it to you, like he was talking about, I talked you into it. He's
Yes, you
not he
did.
other than the fact that he does he's working on a legit kit. He wasn't too sure he wanted to mess with this, and it's made me happy because he really likes this doing this, and this star climber paper piecing that we're doing with the star part of it itself, the what do they call it? The woven star part of this pattern. It's don't you think it's pretty simple?
It is like this is one of the things that I have said a few times on different lives. If you are a traditional piecer and you want to kind of dip your toes into FPP, I would highly recommend getting your hands on this pattern or the courthouse steps, because it's kind of like to me, it's like a hybrid. It's a really good stepping stone to get into it because it's the same shapes, triangles and rectangles that you're used to in traditional piecing, but it also gives you an idea of how FPP works without having all those, sharp angles and that sort of thing there that you might have on another project like your Violet Crafts, your legit kits and that sort of thing there. So if you want to learn FPP, this is how I would recommend that you do it, because it's super easy. It's not hard. It kind of gives you a traditional mindset and insight on how to do FPP. And I'm so glad that this is kind of how I learned how to do it. And this is how, if I ever taught a class, this is probably the project that I'd bring along.
Yeah, I have really been enjoying making the star. It's just it's fun, and it's not, you don't have to think too much. And the other thing is fat with this paper package from Fat Quarter Shop, they have really made it the instructions on how, what to cut for your strips and stuff. And as long as you cut it the way they're talking about, or you can wing it if you want to, but if you do it based on their cuttings, they cut it so that when you do it, you can trim down a little bit and you're not having to guess what you're doing. Like,
Oh,
like if that made sense. I don't know if it did or not.
Yeah, no, it's been a really fun project. Like
Did you see that she's going to now have four different sizes of the star?
no, I have not. I don't pay that much attention to the Fat Quarter Shop, unfortunately, just because I don't know. I mean, I like the store. They have some really, really neat stuff, but
Well,
I
I
try to
watched
shop.
Lives is how I know about this.
Yeah, I try to shop my own stash where I can. So,
Yeah,
but I
she
have,
does lives on Fridays, and she does sew things. She sews on it. She also shows new fabric lines coming out, things like that. But she was talking about that they had been working on developing more sizes of the star. So now you're going to have a 4 inch, a 6 inch, an 8 inch, and either it's a 10 inch or a 12 inch. It's one of them.
oh, okay.
And she's going to be doing a project soap. It'll be a free pattern. Now, of course, you have to buy the paper, but it's free like this one is. But she's going to be doing a sew along with where you're using all four of the stars.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I think it'll be a cool project. I'm not sure when she plans on starting it. They just got the papers in their warehouse, so um,
So
that
probably after the holidays would be my guess.
yeah, probably. So when I hear about it, I'll let you know. Because the papers are not expensive. They're $10, and now I don't know
Yeah.
what the bigger ones are going to be, but the 4 inch and the six. Did you Was yours the same as mine? My 4 inches was $9.99. What was yours for the 6 inch?
I think it was $10.48. It was marginally more, but not by much. I know I bought both packets, and with tax, well, maybe shipping. I mean, that's a little bit of shipping. It was a couple of dollars. I had a $25 gift card, and I was able to buy both of them. And I think at the end, by the time I paid tax and shipping, I might have paid $2 or $3. So I think it was under $30 for the two of them, all up with everything else. I mean, if I'd bought more stuff, I got free shipping, that would have saved me a few dollars too, but I really didn't need anything else. So
Yeah.
I love
So
free shipping where I can, but I don't necessarily go out and buy stuff I don't need just to get it.
Well, no, and I agree with you that with that. I If I know I'm going to buy something like the papers or something like that, and I need something specific, I'll add to it. A lot of times it's cheaper for me to buy like a certain dollar amount. So I try to get things I actually need, not don't buy anything I don't need these days because money's so tight right now.
Right.
And uh because if I just got the papers, it would cost me I don't know, $15 shipping. But if I buy papers with the I this last time I ordered another project box because I needed another one, and that made it worth the shipping price by doing
Oh,
that.
yeah. Oh,
So, but
definitely.
it's different when you're in the States. You don't have to worry so much about expensive shipping. Okay,
Yeah.
let's say everyone in the chat. Let me see who was first in here. Melissa was in here first, I believe. Hi, Melissa. We have Fern King. It's good to see you. Hello, but hi, Misty. Hello, Melissa. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Mona. I hope you're doing well. Hello, Ingrid. I think has Ingrid been in here with my chat before? I
I
don't
think
think.
so. Yeah, she pops in from time to time. I'm pretty sure I've seen Ingrid here a few times.
Hi, Ingrid. It's nice to see you. Um, Anyone else that I didn't? Hey, Mary G. And I think I've caught everyone up. So, I'm going to ask the same question in here this morning that I asked last night because we have different people in here this morning. Hello, Dawn. My question of the day is, how many UFOs do you have? And what would it take to get you on a path to finish one or two of them in the next 6 months? Leave me a comment in the chat and fill me and Sean in on that. So how
All
you been
right.
doing?
What the question again was, what would it take
Here,
to get two UFOs done? And
and how many UFOs do you have? And what would it take to finish at least two of them in 6 months?
okay, so we talking UFOs like as in like quilt tops that need to be quilted or works in progress that are not yet pieced?
I was thinking along the lines of an unfinished quilt top, and some are saying that if it's a quilt top, it's still not finished. So let's widen that gap and say it can include a finished quilt top, but it's not big quilted.
Okay, that's
I
fine because yeah, again, like yeah, different people have different definitions. So
yeah.
that's why I was asking to clarify. I've actually done videos on this in recent past. I actually did a video on how many um what I call whips, which is unfinished quilt tops that still need to be pieced. And I think I had something like 13, 12, 13. I can't remember. You'll have to go watch the video on that one there. And as for quilt tops, I'm looking at a huge pile over here. So I'd like to get some stuff done, like get some stuff completed, but I tend to be one that likes to buy the backing fabric at the end.
Yeah.
So, and then my closest quilt shop is like 45 minutes away. So it just, right now, my focus is working on some of the older stuff, the stuff that's been hanging around for a while, especially the quilt, stuff that needs to be pieced. So right now, that's kind of what I want to do. And then maybe 2026 will be the year where I actually get some more quilts done.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I have a lot of UFOs where it's not finished piecing, but I have now gotten to 22 or 23 quilt tops.
Yeah. I just, I try not to make, a big deal out of it because at the end of the day, this is our craft time, this is our fun time, and
Yep.
you should spend it the way you want to spend it.
Complaining at all, I do think that the UFOs, I need to get my butt on, start at least getting at least one or two of them done in the next. And I think if you set a goal of one or two in the 6 month period, that's good. But
Yeah.
what I have been thinking about doing though is I have large quilt tops, and then I have a lot of smaller ones, like a wall hanging size and maybe a lap size. There's a couple of those, and um, I think the smaller ones, I know I have the ability to quilt them on this machine, because the big ones I have no desire to do it because I just don't have the space on my desk for the big ones,
Yeah.
and so I need to send them somewhere. And after some discussion, somebody mentioned about it's possible that if I send stuff to the States right now, it might get lost. It's making me like, maybe I should wait till I come to the States and bring two or three of them with me and have them quilted while I'm in
Yeah.
the States, and bring them back home.
Yeah. Now that's a good idea. The only thing I would recommend that you do in that case is let your long armor know ahead of time so that way they can get you in the queue because I'd hate for you to bring them all the way over here and then them say, oh, I've got a 4 to 6 week, queue.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I'm sure if you tell them, hey, look, it's coming, and there's a timeline ahead of time, I'm sure they can work with you. That, I would definitely let them know ahead of time. I mean, I think it's good for us to have goals and try and make progress and that sort of thing there, because at the end of the day, we don't want to have like this hoarder's house full of quilt tops that we never get quilted. But it's good for us not to, give ourselves too much grief over that, because at the end of the day, it really is. It's your fun time. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the journey. You'll get it done when the time is right.
Feel like I want to finish, all the stuff that I need to finish piecing, because that's what, from my perspective, I feel like everything that I haven't finished piecing, these projects that I need to finish that are not a quilt top yet, those are the things I'd rather concentrate on. And once I get it to the quilt top status, it can sit over there for a little while until I figure out what I'm going to do about getting the bigger ones quilted. But um, but then someone mentioned last night that they consider quilt tops not to be finished yet because it hasn't been quilted. And I hadn't even realized that, but they got a point.
Yeah,
So let me
I
see what
think.
everybody's answer is in the chat. Okay. Hi, Dawn. Um, Mona says she has no idea how many she just finished as she finds them. Melissa says she has 10. Fern King says she has 4 quilt tops and a table runner, too. Dawn says she is currently finishing up a 2017 UFO and batiks, adding borders and base. Oh, I would love to see that because I love batiks. And Joyce says, good morning, Katie Bugs, Sean, and everyone. Hello, Joyce. Welcome, welcome. Mona says she has a lot of quilt tops. Um, Melissa says she buys backing at the end as well. Yeah, that's the other thing. I need more yardage for backing. I have not enough backing at all. Fern King says she uses sheets for backing. Anyone else? That's a good question. Misty says she has 4 UFOs that just need quilting and 3 WIPs and 9 bag patterns cut. Mona says she sets no goals. She don't need the extra pressure. I do whatever.
Amen to that.
I don't like set a date for when I'm going to get it because that I'm like you, Mona. I would get overwhelmed if I did that. But if I could accomplish at least something in those 2 times. Then Ingrid says, "Oh my, I have not counted my UFOs and not sure I want to laugh out loud. To finish 1 or 2 in the next 6 months, I need to stop buying and stop buying and starting new projects and focus. There are so many beautiful things. Yes, there
I
is.
noticed so many shiny things that go, make me. And I'm like, okay, that's half my problem.
Where did Tasha's comment go? That go?
I don't know.
Um,
Yeah, I did a challenge. Like I gave myself a challenge, like 2 or 3 years ago, where I had these quilt kits that I bought from Craftsy, and my goal was to finish all the quilt tops from those kits in that particular calendar year.
oh,
And that was a good little goal. And I missed it by 12 hours, but I can still consider that a win. So yeah, sometimes setting yourself a loose goal, like you just mentioned, like completing 2 quilts, to completion, like quilted bound out the door
yeah,
or on your couch, wherever you want to put. I think it's good. I think if you set yourself something too stringent, that's where you get yourself into trouble.
yeah. Especially when you have what happened to me this, not not or what happened to me in October, where my health got in the way of everything and it set me back a month on everything I was working on. And
Yeah.
I have been so proud of myself because this year, as a content creator and a quilter, everything I set for it wasn't even a goal. It's what I wanted to do for my channel as a whole while creating. I have stayed on track and not dropped any of my projects. And then the health thing happened. And so now it's like, oh my God, I'm not going to get everything finished when I wanted to. So I'm trying not to freak out about that right now.
You'll be
And
fine.
it was Andy's comment I was looking for. Andy says she has over 20 quilt tops ready for the long arm. That's a big expense for batting. Yikes. And then Mary G says, my goal this year was to finish UFOs. I was doing lots, and then other things happened like hand surgery and hubby eye surgery, so didn't get all of them done. Hi Kim, welcome. And Mona says, Andy, yes, batting is expensive. um Mona says she's only buying batting and thread. Oh, by the way, our fill thread is going to go up again in January, and that's from Kimberly on one of her lives. She said our fill's going to go up again. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. And hi, Deb S. Welcome. It's good to see y'all in here. All right, we're caught up now.
Yeah,
Um,
so that's a good question too, is what thread do you guys normally use?
yeah.
I do have some Aurifil here, but my machine is not particularly fond of it for some reason. Unless I have the spindle up, it tends to get caught for whatever reason. It doesn't seem to happen as much with Guterman and that sort of thing there. So I don't know. I don't think Aurifil is going to be the one that I'm going to go running to when I run out of my current stock. So I don't know. I used to get the Guterman at Joann's, like the big 1,000 yard um spools and that sort of thing when they're on sale. They used to be like buy three, get three or something like that. They were really good. And I had a nice little stockpile. But now that they've since closed, I'm getting low on one of the colors. So I'm gonna have to sit there and figure out where I'm gonna go next. I think there's a store I think called, is it Connecting Threads or something like that, that a few people recommended, and they seem to really like that, and they seem to be very reasonably priced. So I might be trying them next.
Well,
But
I
I'd
would
love
like
to
to know.
hear.
See, you have trouble with the Arfil, and I've heard other people talk about Arfil being an issue. All I do is use Arfil in this machine,
I think it
and
depends on the machine. Some machines like certain threads, some take them all. Like my little brother machine, I mean, you could throw anything in that machine, and it it would just sew all day. Yeah, this one's just a little finicky with Aurifil. I don't know why.
I'm a little concerned because if it gets too pricey, you might have to try Gutermann or something else. And I don't have any Gutermann to test run. And I'm a cotton user kind of girl with thread, so
Oh, okay.
I don't want to do have anything to do with polyester. Only because
That's
I know these quilts might find their way to my grandkids, and uh, if there was a fire and they were sleeping under one and there's polyester in it, it would melt to their skin.
yeah, but there's so little, well, unless you quilt it deaf, there's so little stuff, so little thread in there.
Well,
I wouldn't,
I know, but fires freak me out. So you know,
yeah. So I don't
especially when
know.
kids. It,
Jamie says I should try Metler. That's a good idea. I have not tried that in a long time. I did buy Metler thread once when I was at Hancock Fabrics right before they closed, and it worked well in the Brothers machine. I have not tried it in this one, so
I've never
that might be
one.
something for me to look into. Thank you for that. So I don't have to worry about it for a little while. I still have enough for probably, I don't know, 6 months or so. So it's not an immediate need. I'll probably just what I might end up doing is buying a few different brands and just seeing what works. That might be a good video for me to do like a test thread, see which one I like, if there's any difference, if they're all the same, that sort of thing there.
So how have you been
Oh,
doing?
being busy. Way too many things going on at once. So that's my first little section. It comes together very, very quickly.
Oh, it is coming together. Oh, look at that. I'm working on the courthouse stairs part of mine. I need more of them.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I have enough of those, thankfully, because you guys may have seen I turned mine originally we were going to make a quilt out of them, and we were doing this through the process, and I was like, you know what, I'm not sure that I really want to do a full quilt out of this, so I ended up making a cushion cover out of 9 of these blocks, like I think it was like 5 stars and 4 at a courthouse steps, and I made that into a cushion cover and put that in the state fair. Primarily because I figured it'd be fun to try, and secondly, it was kind of like a backup project for me to try and get a ribbon because I did not think this quilt behind me was going to do too well. And that was a lot of fun. So now I'm going to make 2 more cushion covers out of these once we get them done. Plus, I don't have to quilt it. I don't have to bind it. All I have to do is kind of sew a piece of fabric on the back once it's all put together, and yeah, we're done. So that's always an option for you. It's nice and versatile that you can do something different.
yeah. Yep, your little pillows are cute, and the little mini wall hanging you've done with the stars.
Yeah,
This pattern is a lot of fun. I love it. Uh, Michelle says, "Good morning, Katie and Sean from New York. 40 degrees, chilly degrees here now. Hi, everyone in the chat.
good to see
Uh,
you.
Jamie, hi, Jamie. Jamie says, my long arm like superior thread. Also, Fern King says, pretty. Tasha, sorry, Andy says, I used Metler when I first started quilting and then switched to Arfil. My long arm loves Omni by Superior Threads. And Mona says her brother loves Gutermann. And Tasha says, funny how everyone is different.
Yeah,
And then Mona says, Arfil shreds on me or breaks, not a fan. Uh, and Tasha says she has the same machine that I have, and it loves Arfil too. Yeah, this Janome is an amazing machine. I've had it. I can't believe it. In January, it'll be 6 years old. Or 6 years I've had it, and unfortunately, mine has not been serviced in the 6 years I've had it because I would have to send it to Denmark, and I don't have a decent. I am not going to sew on that Singer. So until I can, um, I'm hoping that maybe I can find someone that can walk me through how to service it myself. I know how to take the bottom off the machine, but I don't want to touch. And the only reason I take the bottom off my machine is sometimes straight pins get stuck down in the bottom of the machine. I started
Yeah,
covering up the whole.
there is a course. There's a company that does like video tutorials and really, really good um written material as well. It kind of talks you through how to do your own servicing.
It needs to be specific to this machine, though.
And that's the beauty of it. It is. It actually is specific to a particular machine. So that is a good option. Now it's not cheap. The course is I want to say 200 or $250, but for someone
Mhm.
like in your situation where it'd cost you that to ship it to Denmark and back and get it serviced. So it may be worth talking, getting some information on that. Think she was at QuiltCon in Raleigh a couple of years ago, and she had a show special there. So I'm not sure if you're able to go to QuiltCon next year. If you are, I would recommend talking to her and seeing what she has to offer. If not, I can get you the details when I'm there.
That would be great because my trip to the United States is no longer on the table for 2026,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
actually like the couple that run this place is old mates of Russell's.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because he introduced me and that sort of thing there. And yeah, they were really, really nice people. Lady's name is Andy. I forget the husband's name, but yeah, they were really nice people. I was considering doing it for myself, but I've been told that these faf machines are notoriously difficult to do yourself. And I've since found out that my mates up in Williamsburg are going to be faf dealers and able to service machines now. So instead of me having to ship mine to Pennsylvania, I can just run it up there to Williamsburg, which is like 45 minutes away. So I'm in good shape.
I definitely think it would be worth me learning it. That way, um, because I wonder if there's, dust down up underneath the part you can't see. And if there
Probably.
is, I could get it cleaned out. I don't want it to.
Yeah.
And the other thing is it's been over a couple of months now when it happened. I had a leader, and the leader was too thin apparently, so the machine sucked it down into it. And then when I tried to find it, I couldn't find the thing. And I took the
Yeah.
bottom off and used a flashlight, and I cannot see it. So it must be somewhere down there. And so far, the machine's been fine, but I worry about that eventually causing an issue.
Yeah.
Let me see what's being said in the chat. Hi, Sherry. Sherry, welcome, welcome. Let me see.
Yeah. Someone said they run a lot of specials. They probably run something for Black Friday. As I said, it's not a cheap outlay at the beginning,
Okay.
but it's I
Well,
think for
if
someone
you
like
have
yourself, it'd
info,
be
that would be great.
yeah, I think for you, like especially someone in your situation where you don't have close access to a repair shop, I think it'd be very much worth it.
Yep.
And you could always reach out to her and ask her, hey, do you have specifics to this machine? I would imagine I'd be shocked if she doesn't.
Yeah,
Um,
it needs to be specific because I'm not going to waste my money if it's not.
no, and I don't blame you there one bit, but yeah, I'll send you the info when I get a chance,
Okay.
and you can reach out to her and ask her whatever questions you have. Make sure she has the. I think you can even look up your machine if it's got a manual for it and stuff on her website.
He has a service manual. I need to go back over there on the website and re-download it because I had down when so I've had the machine almost 6 years, and I joined two different Genome Facebook groups so that if I run into a problem, I can go over there and talk about it. And there's a lot of knowledgeable people, and someone because when the first straight pin fell through the machine, it scared the tar out of me. And so I went onto the group, and someone says, "Well, there is a service manual," and I downloaded it. That was 6 years ago, and it was on one of my older laptops that pooped out on me, and it's probably sitting on the hard drive. And
Yeah.
so I need to re-download it. But what it is my plates, these big metal plates. Hang on, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Um, on a Genome 6700, you have this kind of plate. It came with three of
Hmm.
them. You see where I
Yeah.
have the tape at? I'm gonna turn it around where you can see. Do you see? Let me see if I can get it close enough. Right here, there's a hole here. See it?
Yeah.
and there's one on this side, and
Hmm.
there's also one right. There's two right, one right here and one right here, and the my pins, because I use very small pins. The head will go right through these holes. See how I just stuck the pin through there?
Yeah.
So sometimes when I'm run sewing a seam and I have all these pins on it because I pin, and I'm just taking the pins out as I'm moving the what I'm working on through the foot pedal. Sometimes if I don't pay attention and I'm sliding the needles to the side, one will flip down in here. So the first time it happened to me, I thought it was only one straight pin. So when I did read the manual and went, I think there was a video actually on how to take the bottom off of it. And when I took the bottom off of it, I found 11 pins in there.
Really.
Yeah. So I didn't even know I had more than that in there. And I just pulled the bottom off of it a couple months ago because I had changed the tape or pulled the tape off this to clean it, and I forgot to put the tape back on. Come on, go back on there. And I found more pins. Oh my gosh.
You're a mess.
So Sherry sent me some of these pins like this. There's still the small diameter on the metal part, but it has the bigger head. These and these won't fall in the hole. So I've been using
There you
them.
go.
Oh, so I've been having a lot. It's been interesting with straight pins because I don't remember my mom's foot, the pressure or whatever you call that plate, the pressure foot prick. Oh my
I
gosh.
think so. It's too early in the morning for me on that one.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's exactly called, but I don't remember her singer having one and straight pins falling down in it.
I so rarely use pins that I don't really have that problem. It looks like Jennifer is here from Prep from Eternity Homestead. I hope I got your name right. I am horrible with names,
Hey,
but
Jennifer.
I'm pretty sure it's Jennifer. And then I Unbiased LLC. Good morning to you as well.
Hi,
I'm trying.
Unbiased. How are you? Now, Unbiased, I think, is from Sean's channel, I think. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
Uh,
the name's escaped me. I want to say it's no, it's not Ellen. Let me know what your name is in the chat. 'Cause again, I am horrible with names. I do better here on YouTube than anywhere else, but I am lucky to remember my own name and my wife's name, let alone
yeah.
anybody else's. So it's I
Ingrid said she
apologize in
thought about,
advance.
yep, yep. And Ingrid said she thought about taking a class to learn how to work on her machine, always looking to expand her knowledge. I've noticed over the last, I guess, year, there's been three or four, maybe five followers who service their own machine. They've learned how to do things on their machine. It sure wouldn't hurt us to know the mechanics of our machine, I think, especially if you really love your machine like I love mine.
All right, so this company I was telling you about, it's called Sewing Doc Academy, and I am not affiliated with them. I do not get any kickback or anything else like that. I have not used them either. So
Going
definitely
what?
you Sewing Doc Academy. I just put the link in in the chat. Oh,
Um,
Rachel. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you for that. I've seen you around, and I know you've been
where did
sort
you
of being
post?
iron biased as queen, as is all her followers. Okay, perfect. Okay, excellent. So, but yeah, that's their website.
Oh,
It's Miss
got it. I see it
Andy,
now.
and I forget her husband's name. And then service programs, they have different ones.
Oh, Unbiased came. Hi, Rachel. Rachel came from Ellen's channel. Okay, I knew I'd seen
Yes.
the. I couldn't remember if it was Tuber Chats or if it was one of the chat other places I visit that I came across because of Tuber Chat. Let me see. Unbiased is queen, as in all her followers, says Lisa.
I love it
Um,
when content creators have a name for for their viewers and that sort of thing there because like Crystal Heart over well Crystal from Crystal Heart, all her followers are called gems. I call mine old mates, because I figured that was just the easiest thing for me to do and all that sort of stuff there. So
I can't. I haven't figured out what kind of name I could. I've been calling everybody just either GQ family or GQ friends, one or the other, because I haven't come up with some catchy name for our channel people.
Ask the audience, let them decide for you, because a
Well, you
lot of
don't want to be
times
told.
I'm not being funny there. Like honestly, ask them what they want to be referred to as, because someone in the chat or someone in your audience group will come up with the best idea. They often come up with better ideas than you and I can. So
Yeah, exactly, because I have thought about it, thought about it, thought about it, and I'm like, I can't think of anything catchy to come up with, you know?
I couldn't either, and I just figured, you know what, I say good day to everybody, and so I was like, you know what, everyone's been mates, so we'll just go with that. So mine was a little easier. But yeah, let the audience decide. Maybe someone here today will
Yeah,
um
y'all got any suggestions on what we could call y'all as a group? What, since you're part of my Greenland quilter group,
oh,
uh,
there you are, the Greenland clan.
the Greenland clan, yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, that's what Rachel's come up with. So yeah, I mean,
Greenland
definitely let us
clan,
know in the
yeah, that would
comments.
work. Yeah,
Or crew, yeah. Oh, now there's an idea. I like that. The crew, because Nikolai is part of the crew on his boat, they could be
yep.
part of your crew. I mean, I really like that idea, but it's not my channel, so
Oh,
I have
that's a great suggestion.
yeah, I have no dog in this fight, but I really do think that'd be a
That's
fun
excellent
idea,
because I've been
Miss
trying to come
Rachel.
up with something catchy that would, make everybody feel more, you know, personalized.
Part of the family.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I feel like all of y'all are a family already, and I just hadn't been able to figure out a name. And I should have, it didn't occur to me to ask you guys to come up with that. That's a great
Uh, that,
idea, Sean. You always think
that's
I can't think of.
Hey, look, I try and come up with good ideas on myself, on my own, but I'm like, you know what? I've got, 50 people, 100 people, however many people are watching at the time and going, you know what? They all have fantastic ideas. Why not let them have some ownership in this? And,
Yep,
between the lot of us, we're all going to come up with something fantastic. So yeah, just throw it out there and see what happens. You don't have to take their ideas. Like if you look at all of them and go, no, it's not for me. That's okay. But a lot of times they have better ideas than what you and I can come up with. So definitely
definitely.
make use of that resource.
The other thing is those of you who are paid members of my channel, um, I mentioned it last night, and I'm going to post them again. Those of you who are members, Kevin from Tuber Chat, he made these little icons, or not icons, emojis, so that the paid members would have something to play with. So check them out. We have, yeah, my favorite out of all of them is that little narwhal.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Narwhal's
I'm not
super cute.
I'm not good at designing that sort of stuff. It's not my
Oh yeah, I don't know how to make them, and him and someone else said, well, you know what, we'll help you out. So I'm gonna message him again and say, hey, can you make me some Christmas ones?
because I haven't done like that for mine, but
Apparently the members love the little emojis, and sometimes,
yeah, I think what I need to do with mine is just use what's it called? AI,
well,
and just
someone
let
needs
it.
to teach me how to use AI if you're gonna have, because I tried to use the AI in Canva, and forget it. When I type something out, it gives me a definition instead of making what it is I wanted it to create. So I must not be wording it right.
Well, I've been using AI for my thumbnails for a while now, and I have found the best thing, well, what's worked well for me is giving it a really, really, really detailed, like almost a paragraph of what you want. The more detailed you are, it seems like the better the results you're going to get.
Maybe you can show me an example of what you write, because maybe it's the way I'm writing it that's wrong.
Yeah, you and I can talk about that at you know, on a
Later
different
date.
day. Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
not a big emergency right now because I'm doing pretty well with making my um, thumbnails. Gotten quite good at it. I mean, it doesn't look as special as some people's, but I think they do pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the people as long as people click on it, I mean, that's the whole idea behind a thumbnail is for people to come along and it stand out and they click on yours rather than somebody else's. So that's if that's what they're doing, then you're doing a good job. And if not, then play around this, see what sticks. I mean, I've been experimenting with a bunch of different stuff recently.
Misty says Katie's Club.
There you go. All right, so Rachel's got some really good ideas. You may have to keep her on staff um to be your
Yeah,
ideas girl.
definitely. Hello, Sewing Wolf. What's your first? She called me Katie Bugs. So is that Joyce? Let
Maybe.
let me know, Sewing Wolf, if you're Joyce. If not, tell me who you are.
Yep.
I am loving that little nickname. You know, it's funny. Joyce calls me Katie Bugs, and when I first started out on IRC, I had two different names. I had Shumi, which came from the species name Shumardi, because it started out with Shumardi. So you're going to be like, "What the heck are you talking about?" Okay, one of the oak trees is called Quercus Shumardi, and back then when I first was getting used to the internet and stuff, wouldn't use my name at all. I wouldn't even tell them what my real name was. And so I set up one that had Shumardi, and then everybody kept calling me Shumi. So it ended up migrating into being Shumi instead of Shumardi. And then I hung out in a different group of channels. And so I'd use a different name for those channels. And I came up with Kimmikins. And because I had somebody I was talking about, I want to make a name like Kimmy, and someone says, "Why don't you just use Kimmikins? Because that's a cute little name." So people were calling me Kimmikins. So I have these two little nicknames that follow me around. You know, it's Katie Bugs or Kimmikins, and I just think those are such cool little nicknames.
Yeah, I always wondered where that Kimmikins came from. So now I've discovered that
Yep,
story. So that's fun.
that's where it came from. People come up with these cute little pet names, and it's enjoyable when you get these little pet names.
Yep. So Sewing Wolf is Miss Noreen.
Hi, Noreen.
Yeah.
Why is this giving me a hard? Oh, I need to turn this pen around. That's why.
Get these two together. I really do.
I didn't bother to pre-cut these pre or cut these leftover scraps down to smaller pieces. So that's why you're seeing me do it as I sew them on here, because I'm being lazy today. I didn't want to take the time and make them. Katie, do you have a link for the mini keyboard? Hang on a minute. Um, it was made in Sweden, I can tell you that. It's a mini keyboard pro RGB, and it's NOS C450. Um, if you right at the end of the live, don't leave. I will go and look it up because I bought this from our local store. But I've seen it, I think, on Pro Shop, and I've seen it a couple other places online. But yeah, let me go look it up. That'd be interesting because you got to be careful with the keyboard or I'll mess something up.
No, you might my fingers are too fat to use a little keyboard like that. So
Well, this is called a mechanical keyboard. It's like a typewriter style keys, I guess you could say. Like when you remember when IBM come out with their first IBM electric um typewriters.
yeah, sure. I mean, I was probably two when that happened, but yeah.
Or maybe you're too young. When I since I've been typing since I was 13. So when I took my first typing course in school, I was in the seventh grade, and it was on a manual typewriter. And then about halfway through that first year of doing that, they started putting IBM Electras in the classroom, and this keyboard reminds me a whole lot of that type of keyboard. And on the box that it came in, it called it a mechanical.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess so. I guess that some people like gamers, I guess, love using this, and it's got the lights on it. It does have a article number and a batch number too, looks like. Um you might
Yeah, I have one of them gaming keyboards too, but it's a
yeah,
full size.
I was trying to find a full size ergonomic one and they didn't have any. Right now, there's a shortage of this kind of hardware down here. So I don't get the choice of um, what I want. I could order from Pro Shop. Um, oh, wait a minute. We might have something up here right now. Let me see.
Yeah, I bought the gaming keyboard because it lit up in like all the different colors.
Yeah, it's got all kinds of colors on it. The only thing I don't like about it is it doesn't have the number keypad on the far right, and it doesn't
Yeah.
have up and down arrow keys like I like using on a regular keyboard, so I can move up and down a page. That's about the only thing that annoys me about it. Has anybody tried this keyboard? Oh, there's videos about it too. Wow.
Oh, excellent. Misty says she finally found the border and backing for my floppy disk that she likes. Just came in the mail last week. Hopefully I have it completed by the end of the year. I'd love to see that because, yeah, the floppy disk is a pattern that I released a long time ago. Was it this time last year? I really need to get back to my pattern writing at some point. Um, and I think I don't know if Misty was one of my testers or she was one of the people that just made the pattern. Either way, I appreciate you all. And yeah, I would love to see what you come up with backing wise, because yeah, I actually intended on entering the floppy disk into the state fair this year. It didn't quite happen, but maybe that'll be a 2026 thing.
So this is an NOS gaming keyboard. It's lightweight and portable and packed with personality. This is what it's saying about it. It delivers big performance in a compact 60% size, saving your desk space. Choose from 18 RGB backlight modes, including a single color option to set the right mood. Unbiased, I'm going to give you some numbers that you'll have to write down. The article number is, and this was made in China too, 396145. That's the article number. And if I need to repeat it, let me know. The batch number is 209 71220. And this is from a company called the Nordic Game Supply AB in Sweden. That's where it come from. Hey, Chloe, welcome, welcome. But I will do more research after the live, and I'll put on this video that Sean and I are on. When I get all the information, I'll put it in the comments section below the video so you can find it. You can come back and look for it if that'll help. I might even still have the box. I don't know if I still have the box or not. But I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if you saw this or not, but you see it has a cord on it, just
Yeah.
like a keyboard does. But look here, you can unplug it.
Oh, that's fun.
And you can plug it right back in, right in the middle of what you're doing. Instead of yanking it out of the USB port.
It's fun it has that feature. I didn't realize that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Melissa's planning on making the floppy disk into a quilt using gaming fabric. That sounds fantastic. And Misty said she was not a tester, but made it shortly after I released it, end of June, early July this year. Oh, thank goodness it wasn't 12 months ago. That makes me feel a whole lot better. I am working slowly on the second. I'm doing like a retro theme blocks. I've got like a million, like quite a few ideas of different blocks that you can make. And I think the second one's like a old school like boombox. I think that's what I'm doing next. I can't remember, but yeah, the floppy disk was the 3.5 inch version. I'll do a 5 1/4 at some point, and there'll be some other fun stuff. It's just I'm always oh yeah, oh hang on, it might be the VHS tape. That's what I'm working on next. Thank you. Yes. Okay, so Misty says she'd like to be a tester for the VHS tape. Yes, I will definitely Send me an email if you can when you get a chance, Misty, so that way I can put you on the list when
Or
I'm
you're
ready
having
to test.
patterns?
Sorry?
Are you having someone test patterns?
Eventually, once I'm finished it. Yeah, last time I think I had like, I think I had like 10 or 12 testers. You know, I always figure it's good to have more than less because, you know, some people don't get to, you know, you always have the best intentions and sometimes, you know, stuff comes up and you don't get it done in time or anything else. So if you want like six testers, you recruit like 10. So that way,
Yeah.
if some don't finish it, then you're still good. And if you get all 10 finish it, then that's even more information that you have. So
The
yeah,
two the two quilts that I've created in my head, I've been doing them on live. So everybody's the ones that are actually doing the sew alongs have been my
yeah.
tester.
Hi, there you
And
go.
and on this one that we're currently working on that we finally got a name for, the name of the quilt's going to be called Katie's Creative Chaos, which is using all those charm squares. Um, Andrea is going to write the pattern so that those that may want to make it after the fact will have the pattern.
All right, Melissa said she'd like to be a tester too. Excellent. Okay, yeah. So what I plan on doing is when I finish this, now whether it's going to be in 2025 or 2026, you know, is still yet to be remains to be seen. When that time comes, I will definitely put something in Discord. I will mention on the channel as well for anyone that's interested, and then that way you could all have a chance to jump in and
That'll be fun.
yeah. Now, if I get 100 or if I get 100 applications, I'm going to have to whittle it down a little bit, you know, but somehow I don't think it's going to be the case. Last time, I think I got like 12 applications to test and I just accepted everybody. I was like, you know, the more the merrier. Why not? You know, let's have some fun with this.
It's fun doing test quilts for other creators because I've done a couple of I think I've done two pattern testing for Becca on two different patterns, and I've done one for Andrea, and I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that one. That quilt top came out beautiful.
Yeah. I generally don't test just because I know I'm going to fall behind and I'm not going to get done in time. So I'm not going to, you know, make someone else's life difficult because of that.
Yeah.
So I appreciate my testers. I'm so thankful that they're willing to jump in and help me out and that sort of thing there. But yeah, sadly, I don't think I'm in a position where I can return the favor, unfortunately.
With Andrea's, when I was testing hers, I was putting the quilt together on lives because I figured um, it was a good way of staying on task, getting it
Yeah.
done, and using it as a live too. Because that one, Sherry, I have talked to Sherry, and Sherry's going to quilt that one for me because it's pretty good sized.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I put a border around it yet. I need to look and see if I did because there's a lot of outside seams on it. But
Looks
it's the
like
one.
Susan is here
Hey,
and Patricia,
Susan.
good morning.
Hey,
And then,
hey, Giovanna.
yeah, ciao to you. Good afternoon to you. Because it's what?
Oh, I said that wrong. Hi, Giovanna. I'm sorry.
Oh, I might be butchering the name too. Don't.
Yeah, her name is actually Giovanna, not Giovanna.
Oh, okay.
I know, I knew that, and I don't know why that came off my mouth.
My Italian is horrible. You know, the only word in Italian I know is Ferrari. So
Well, I asked her because I figured I might be saying it wrong because with Italian, it's not Italian, it's Italian. And I got corrected. And the only reason I know that is because I've been friends with Michael and Melanie, and Michael's in Italian. And the first time I said Italian, you should have seen him and his family because I was making dinner, making a southern meal for his family, and that's a really big family. When I went up there to visit them, and they turned around with astonishment on their face, and I'm like, "What? You just said that wrong." I'm like, "That's the only way I've ever heard it. It's not Italian, it's Italian." Like,
Yeah.
thank you for correcting it. And I don't mind being corrected because that,
Oh, it helps. It definitely helps. Yeah.
but you can't, as an American, our English is not always what you think it is.
Well, our accents in that too, like, a lot of the like a lot of Italian, not Italian languages, European languages. I'll get it right there in a minute. They roll their R's and like, Danish, especially Danish, there's certain words that they say and you've got to roll
Yeah,
your
and
tongue a certain.
with Danish and Danish people and English, the I in because Nikolai does this sometimes. He'll and it's taking me a while to get where I realize what he's doing. The I sound is like an E sound, and the E sounds like an I sound more or less. And sometimes when we're talking, he'll give me a strange answer. And when I ask him again a different way, he's like, and then I'll realize, oh, it's because I heard that sound that my English speaking brain didn't catch.
Yeah. But yeah, there's certain letters or groupings or something that's different. I remember
Yeah, there's a lot of it
Ali
different.
trying to Ali trying to teach us Danish and how to say these certain words, and I'm like, yeah, you're on your own on that one because I'm
It's
not going
like
to be
that
able
O
to.
sound with the slash in the middle of it. Oh, that sound is difficult to say.
I butchered the Spanish language. I can say the right word in Spanish, and you know, the folks down there were like, "What is this person talking about?" Like, they had no clue what I was talking about. So, yeah, it's
My
challenging.
my oldest daughter, um, her her or Ava, my granddaughter, has a teacher this year that's going to be teaching Ava Spanish
Oh,
because
there you
Lynette
go.
Lynette wants her to learn other languages. She already signed languages already. She's been sign languaging since she was 15 months old.
Oh, nice.
But babies don't talk a lot when they're that young. I mean, they say a little bit, but if they want to articulate something they want, usually their verbal skills is not that advanced. And so Lynette started teaching her sign language so that she could say what she wanted if she couldn't speak a word or whatever. And I thought that was pretty cool that she done that because I'm like, I never thought of doing that. I don't know sign language, but it would have been fun learning it.
Oh, definitely. Giovanna says that you have to learn the alphabet of the language before you
Yeah.
learning the language. That's true too. And that reminds me of something I was helping. Lily laughs at me every time I try and speak French because my pronunciation of that language is also horrendous. I think I'm just better off sticking to the four languages I know, which are Australian English, American English, Canadian English, and British English. But anyway, so yeah, she'll ask me every time, and then I had to help her on her computer with something a few weeks ago, and she's like, can you just do what you need to do? And good golly, I don't know have you ever dealt with a French keyboard?
No, I have a hard enough time dealing with the Danish one.
There's like several letters, like the M and the N are in a totally different spots. There's other letters that you use all the time in a totally different spots. The numbers on the top of the keyboard, you have to hit shift or something like that instead of like like the at sign and like what we normally hit shift for, like the dollar sign, all that sort of stuff. On a French keyboard, that's actually the primary. You have to actually hit shift and that to use the numbers. It was so weird using a French keyboard. I don't know that I want to repeat that experience.
Babies
I'm
don't
not.
talk a lot because moms do everything for the baby before they have to say it, says Giovanna. Oh my gosh. Um, with Greenlandic, like I'm gonna type a word in here. This is the name of a store we have here. When you see this, you would probably call it Pacific. It's actually Pacific. if you use the pronunciation. I just put what it would. So the P is a B sound. Um, the hospital is Naposimovic, so it's spelled like this. You see that P in there? That P is a B.
Oh, very nice.
T's are D's. K's are sometimes G sounds. Like I love you, which is this word. Those two K's would actually be a G sound, a soft G, not a hard. Like with American English, we use hard G's for the most part. You don't use a hard G with the two K's. It's a soft G, so it's asavoget. But I'm letting you hear the sound.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave Greenlandic to you. That'll just become another language that I butcher. So
Oh my God. What really teases me a lot here is the you're welcome, which is Isusu, because it has two sets of double L's, which when I hear people say it, it sounds like a sh sound, but it's not that sh like an S sound. It's actually where they're pushing the sound out the sides of their cheek while their tongue is at the top of the roof of their mouth. But I've been I feel so blessed because the taxi drivers are the ones that's been helping me with my pronunciation a lot, and it's got my pronunciation of some of the words have has improved a lot because of them. Because they're one time I thought I would try to learn words in Danish, and oh, that was not a good idea because one of the taxi drivers says, "No Danish, you must learn Greenlandic." And I agree with that. I'd rather learn the mother tongue. But when I go into grocery stores or restaurants, I can actually read the Danish.
that's fun.
Yeah, it's given me an advantage. So when I go to Denmark and we eat at a restaurant, for the most part, I can read most of it. Or when we go in a store, I know what it is. Every now and then, some new word I've never seen before shows up, and then I have to ask Nikolai what it means, or use my phone translator to tell me what it means.
So we have that advantage these days.
Yeah, there's no advantage yet for translating Greenlandic yet. There is a Google translator that can translate like "I love you," "I miss you." Um, it's like one word Greenlandic, but when the word becomes a really long word, which is a sentence, well, actually, technically, "I love you" is a sentence, but it's only one word. But the longer the Greenlandic word gets, the less it has the ability to translate it because they're still working on that because Greenlandic's hard to translate into English.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
They probably won't have a real translator until after I'm left this world. Oh,
All right, well, I'm almost done with my first block.
I have just finished my first block. Check it out. This is it. um,
Oh, very nice.
it looks better up underneath this camera because you can see that this is purple, and the other camera makes it look blue. See that? It's hilarious with these cameras.
Oh yeah.
And I've been putting a in the middle, I put a warmer color, and then everything on the outside for my courthouse stairs has been cooler colors, and then my stars have been hot colors. And right at the end of what time is it now? Because I know you told me to keep.
9:07. We still got some time. Don't worry.
You started at 8, so 8, 9, 10. We've only been going an hour. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, and this is mine.
Oh, that looks beautiful. That
Yeah,
looks awesome, Sean.
I know. I'm really happy with
I'm
that.
loving that dark background.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dark background's the way to go. It really is.
Yes, it is. I am loving it.
Time for the next stage.
definitely loving it.
So here, I'm gonna put the name of place that's near my hometown in the chat, dear Miss Katie.
Okay.
And I'd like to see how you pronounce this.
You're probably gonna laugh at me when I try to pronounce it.
If you get it right, I will be very surprised. Um, it's a local place name. It's an Aboriginal word.
So is the G sound actually the normal G sound on that?
Yes.
It's silent.
No, the G is pronounced
So is it Gunu or Gonu or Go No?
neither.
Neither. Okay, so what is it?
So that's kind of like a little
So
locals
it's
thing that
Caesar.
we know. We know if you're local or not because it's like one of the well, it's a place name of a place of like maybe 10K out of town. And it's also the name of one of our main roads. And so when someone comes up and says, "Can you tell me how to get to this Gnu Road?" We all know you ain't local because it's actually pronounced a Gunny Gnu.
Say it again.
Gunny Gnu.
Gunny Gnu.
Yeah,
Wow,
looks nothing like what it's written there.
that's
And
crazy.
so
That's interesting.
it
Say it again.
is. It's Gunny Gnu.
Gunny Gnu.
Gunny
Wow,
Gnu. Yeah, so
that's
that's how we know
cool.
if you're yeah, that's how we know if you're local or not. If you come up to us and ask us where that road is, yeah, we know you ain't local. So
It's a dead giveaway.
they'd give away.
That's comical.
Yeah, I have to remember not to laugh at people when they ask me that.
Well, it's fun. I have really learned a lot living over here, and you know, I guess because I've never had, I had 2 semesters of Spanish in college, and I was pretty good at it. But those, as you pointed out earlier, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Oh, sure.
I can still read quite a bit of it, but I can no longer speak it. I can speak a little bit. I can say, I can in Spanish say I speak a little bit of Spanish, and I can ask somebody how they are, and I can say how I am, and say hello, and all that, and thank you and stuff like that. But outside of that, I've forgotten the rest of it.
I know the important parts in Spanish. It's pollo, cerveza, latrina. That's all I need to know.
Just use the word BC in Denmark, and that's the bathroom. But they
But
don't call it the bathroom; they call it the toilet.
right, because in a lot of those countries, the toilet is a separate room, which is why I use latrina well, at least in Central America, you ask for latrina, not la baño, because baño is bathroom, latrina is the toilet.
Yeah,
At least that's what I was taught. If there's someone that knows more than I do, please let me know in the chat and tell me I'm wrong because I probably am. But that's what they told me when I was down there 20 years ago.
I learned that because when I was at someone's house here in Greenland, I told I asked where the bathroom was, and I got this blank look, and I asked again, and they said, "Are you talking about the toilet?" And I'm like, "That's what y'all call it? It's the toilet."
Yeah. Yeah, a
Because
lot of times the toilet's in its own room. That's how it is at home. Back in Australia, it's a whole separate room. Like you have it's just a little room with a toilet. Like I don't a lot of times you don't even have a wash, like you have to go next door to the the bathroom to wash your hands and stuff.
yeah,
Let's see. Susan's asking how the weather is in Australia. I'm not sure. I have to look it up. Let's see what the weather's like at my parents, my dad and stepmom's house.
this was what I was looking for.
Let's see. What's the weather like in Canada right now? Oh, it's 13 degrees Fahrenheit. It's 13 degrees Celsius or 55 degrees Fahrenheit. And then tomorrow morning it'll get up to 26 or 55. So hang on. No, it'll go up to 78 tomorrow. And then my sister lives closer to Sydney. Yes, thank you. Let's see. Oh, it's 60 degrees there. She's probably freezing to death. Oh, goodness, it's only 71 there. She's cold when it gets below 70, so she's probably freezing to death to there. So Let's see. Other questions. She said she'd heard kangaroos and me. Yeah, not really. I mean, a lot of times they won't get they in the wild they will not let you get close enough to them anyway, so it's not really an issue. At the wildlife parks and that, they're usually pretty chill because a lot of times you can like buy a little bucket, little things of kangaroo food to feed them and that. So they'll be more than happy to come up to you and get a little feed. So yeah, if you go to a wildlife park with kangaroos, you don't have to really worry. I mean, I wouldn't run around and spook them, but otherwise you'll be just fine and dandy. Am I still in Australia? No, I moved to the US almost 24 years ago. So I still have the accent, but I have not lived in Australia since the early 2000s. And have I ever held a koala bear? Yes, I have. It's been a long time ago. It's not as common anymore because it's apparently very stressful for the animals. So they're not really allowing it as much as they used to. If you ever do, I don't care if it's the middle of summer. Wear a jumper, wear a sweatshirt, wear something because their claws are sharp. And when you hold it, they will dig their claws into you. It's just natural. A lot of folks now do a lot of wildlife parks have actually switched over to where instead of you holding the koala will be like on a tree or something like that, and you can stand next to it and pet it. And having done both, I prefer the latter. I think it's a lot more fun to be able to pet the animal. You get to spend more time with it, and it's less stressful for the animal. So it's an absolute win-win-win. I don't know that I would ever hold a koala again. If given a choice, I would definitely go in into the enclosure with them and pet them. It's a lot more fun doing it that way as well.
Yeah,
Patricia,
I'm completely opposite on that. I don't think we should be handling any wild animals.
all right, that's why I think like if you're able to go into the enclosure and pet them, or get your photo taken next to them where you're not actually holding them, is a lot less stressful for the animal. So that was the point I was trying to get across. I'm sorry if I
I
um
no, it's fine. I have a different thought about it because when I went to when I took Nikolai to Homosassa Springs they had a small wildlife sanctuary there.
yeah.
And when I saw a 60-year-old hippopotamus who wouldn't even stand up, and she was all by herself, and she had an enclosure that was probably about 12 by 12, and it was all concrete with a little tiny pond.
Mm,
That's just cruelty in my book.
yeah. No, they need to have a um decent enclosure.
She looked so sad and pitiful. It was just, she wouldn't
Yeah.
even look at you. Um, and that's why I get all feisty about tourists photographing kids here without asking permission because kids are not zoo animals and they
For
shouldn't be
sure.
when it's okay to take pictures just because they're Inuits.
Definitely. No, I agree with you on that one. Patricia was asking, was it weird having Christmas in the summer?
Yeah, I wondered that too, what it was like to do Christmas in the summer.
Yeah.
Is that a funny one?
For me, yeah. I think it's weird having Christmas in the winter. It's what you grew up with. Like to me, having Christmas in the middle of summer where it was 100 degrees outside, you had your Christmas dinner, you went outside and you played backyard cricket, or you went down to the lake or the river or the nearest body of water you get your hands on to cool yourself off. That's just how Christmas was for us. So I've been here almost 24 years. I still find Christmas when it's 5 degrees outside or 25 degrees outside is just not right. Once in a while, we get lucky and we get like a 65, 70-degree Christmas day, and everyone else is complaining and carrying on like a pork chop. And I'm like, this is fantastic. So, yeah, it's what you grow up with. I much prefer a Australian warmer Christmas. One of these days, I need to take Amanda down to Australia for Christmas so she can see what it's like in the middle of summer. She'd probably hate it.
You never know. She might be adaptable to it.
Did I
I
put this
mean,
on back?
I feel like the way I looked at Christmas based on Florida Christmas versus here is two entirely different kind of things because I hated winter times in North Florida because it wasn't just about how cold it felt to me, but it was also because it was always triggering my asthma on top of it. Here, I feel like it's warmer in January and February versus how cold it feels in January and February in Florida. It's funny. And
Yeah.
you don't have well, you don't have white Christmases in Florida except the one time in 1989, when it snowed 3 days before Christmas and the snow stayed on the ground for a week because the temperatures didn't get above zero until then. And that was interesting watching people trying to drive on ice.
Yeah, I
Um,
could just imagine
the
that one.
accident. Yeah, it was crazy. I'm like, if you don't know how to drive on ice, why are you driving? Because my first husband, he knew how he was stationed in Germany when he was in the army, and so he actually, oh, I did this wrong. Oops, got to take that off. Um, he actually knew how to drive on it. I didn't want to get behind the wheel because as soon as we got in the truck and he was driving and we got halfway through town and there was so many car accidents, it was insane.
Yeah.
Most of them were where they plowed into each other or they plowed into light poles.
Yeah, I had to learn how to drive on ice and snow very quickly one day because I was working and there was a big snow. Like I'd never driven on snow or ice. Where was I going to find snow and ice in Australia?
Yeah.
Anyway, close. But no, it snowed one night and I had to go to work the next day. And I told my boss I don't feel comfortable doing this. And she's like, "Oh, I'll come pick you up." And I'm like, "No, I'm not doing that either because you'll be there for 17 hours." So I just made it work. I just was very careful and it's somewhat similar, not really, but it's somewhat similar to driving on like really wet mud in some
Yeah.
ways. And so, I mean, that I had plenty of experience in. So I just kind of just took my time with it. And yeah,
So right now here, um, the weather seems to have settled a little bit today after 6 days of this insane wind we've been having. But it is 47 degrees right now outside. We have no snow. The lake has not even tried to freeze up. And I'm thinking we're not going to have any snow in December. Katie, that's because the thickness of your blood in the hot weather, it is thin. Wait, Giovanna says, Katie, that is because of the thickness of your blood in the hot weather. It is thin. Then when you get sudden cold, you feel it more. Oh, that I didn't know that. That's interesting. Yeah, because here it doesn't seem to bother me at all, except when the wind comes.
yeah,
And
Wendell.
I no longer wear a heavy parka. When I first moved here, Nikolai bought me a heavy parka, and then we replaced it about 4 years later with another one. And one day he came home. I said, "Honey, I can't wear this jacket anymore." And he says, "Why?" I said, "I come home soaking wet because I'm staying too warm in it." So we got me a lighter parka, and I sweat in that one too. And I've learned not to, if I sweat in the jacket, I've learned not to take my jacket off because I made the mistake of one time taking it off in the store. And so the inside of the parka was wet, and so was the clothes I had on. And when I went to put the parka back on, that moisture had gotten cold. So by the time I got home, and Nikolai had told me not to take it off, and I did it anyway because he knew what he was talking about. And I didn't, obviously, because by the time I got home, my teeth was chattering. He's like, "See, I told you not to take the jacket off. Now I got to get you in bed and warm your behind up."
Yeah, I find the best thing for me in the winter, like when it's cold, is I have thermals, thermal underwear, like
I
full
only wear
like for the
thermal.
top and the long bottoms as well. And that I find that's good for me because it kind of it allows the skin and the stuff to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And so that way, if there is a fluctuation in temperature, it's still okay, but it also keeps you warm as well. So I don't tend to wear as heavy a jacket as some of the others in the family because the thermals do such a wonderful job. I have more trouble going from cold to hot. Like I remember when my last trip to Australia was for my brother's funeral, and it had been, in the 30s, 20s here, for about a month, and when we went down there, it was like 85 degrees, and oh my goodness, I don't, yeah, it was rough. Like,
That was
because I wasn't,
one of the things that Nikolai was concerned about, whether I could adapt to the Arctic way of life. And I, I used to tell people I can't stand winter. I would never leave Florida because even though it would get cold in the 2 or 3 months in North Florida, down in South Florida, it didn't get as cold as often. But I have adapted here. I mean, it doesn't even. The only time I really complain about being cold is when the wind comes.
yeah,
The bitter rocks, when they come, then I complain. But outside of that, it's pretty good. Hi, Linda. She says, uh, Katie and everyone in the chat, hope you're having a great day and able to sew and create. Yep, that's what we're doing. How are
yep.
you doing, Linda? And Giovanna says she says I dress like an onion. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to be. So there you go. That's my next little section. These are just some blue batiks that I found laying around in a bag.
Pretty. I'm enjoying your batiks. I tell you what, I have still not grown bored of using batiks. I'm really enjoying it. And the weird thing is all these like this Star Climber and my thousand block ones have been all from my scrap pile, and it seems like my scrap pile just keeps growing. It's so weird.
Yeah, this has all been scraps. I mean, I don't think I've bought a single piece of fabric for this. Maybe the black, maybe the background. I may have bought some black background that's, but I don't remember. But everything else, I'm just pulling stuff out of scrap piles here, there, and everywhere.
So
So
um uh-oh, that didn't sound right. I'm going to be that's right, it wasn't right. Oh my gosh. What in the world? Um Me and Shonda are going to do a collab together, and the collab's going to involve socialites next year. And I think I've decided on the background I'm going to use. I'm still going to use batiks, but I had some yardage of a background, and I have Sean. This is your fault, by the way.
I get blamed for everything. So whatever.
Well, you've been using the black background for your batiks and stuff. Here's my black background I'm going to
Well,
use
there
for
you
my
go.
lights.
Welcome to the dark
It's
side.
sitting on the shelf for um I've had it for at least 5 years. And
Oh
I
no.
bought it. Oh yeah. And then when I got it here, I'm like, what am I going to use it for? Because I was a little concerned about this. But if you put it far away from the camera, you can see the hint of the yellow in it,
Yeah,
but you really see the design. And I'm figuring doing piecing, it'll probably cover up a lot of that anyway.
yeah. Well, welcome to the dark side. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Um, they became rabbits, Katie. Linda says, speaking of cold, it's supposed to get down in the 30s tomorrow. Yeah, the United States is going to be cold.
Yeah,
Sounds, even though I'm in Florida, I grew up in New York, and this avast is driving me crazy. It keeps popping up. She says she grew up in New York and missed the seasons and the cold weather. Yeah, I'm like, we had a little bit of frosting of snow a couple of weeks ago, and as soon as this wind came in, it went bye bye. And that seems to be the latest trend for the last 4 years. Get a little dusting, then the wind comes from the south. But Nikolai says they're expecting that same wind up there where they're at, which means the boat's going to get knocked about if they don't get enough shrimps in the cargo hold before they get hit by it. He says everything's going well. They have they're testing a new kind of gear out on the ship. It's not as long as the original gears that they usually use on the ship. And
right.
he says that they're having less wreckage with it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so it might start saving them a little bit of money, which would be a good thing because gear is expensive.
I'm
Cost
sure.
around it cost around 1 million kroners when you
No,
have to replace the entire thing.
I think it's like what, 7.5 krona to the US dollar. Is that about
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the US dollar's down right now. It's like it's 6 point something, I think.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Because I know when Ali was here, um, we had to figure out what the exchange rate was. Like everyone just asked me, like I was the world, the authority on world exchange rates. So I had to figure out what.
Oh, there's just Google, and Google's pretty good about being accurate with it.
Well, yeah, and that's what I use. But yeah, that they just figured, oh, why go through all that hassle when they can just ask me? So
I,
the
I, I,
kid, the,
I tend to spend more money when the US dollar's down because I can get more out of the Danish kroners by doing that.
yeah, yeah, the kids here are spoiled because they grow up learning metric, which um is the correct measurement system in my opinion, but we won't get into that argument. Um, but
Oh,
here in the US, it's the other system, and so it's a lot for them to learn. So yeah, anytime we talk about miles or degrees or anything else like that, the kids just look at me and go, "What is it, Sean?" So
yeah, I have a hard time doing the Celsius to Fahrenheit, so I have to look it up. That's why
uh
I don't even bother to put Celsius on when I mention what the temperature. It's just easier for me to, because I have a thermometer outside. It has
yeah.
both Celsius and Fahrenheit on it.
Yeah,
That
it's
it keeps from confusing me because I don't feel like doing the math in my head.
yeah. I mean, I can teach you how to convert it roughly. Giovanna says in euro, I think the euro is like 1.10
Yeah, the
US
euros.
dollars.
The euro. It's interesting with the euro. It's more expensive than the U.S. dollar is.
Yeah.
It's this is more. Oh, Canada's dollars is a bit more pricey too. I think.
I think the last time I checked, the Canadian dollar was about 70 to 75 US cents for the
Yeah.
Canadian dollar. I don't think that's changed recently. US dollar is about 86 euros. So you'd probably be looking about eight and a half krona to a euro there. Um,
So just for an estimate, if you want to know how much 1 million Danish kroners is in U.S. dollars, it's probably around
150.
125,000, some 125 to
Yes.
50,000. That's just estimate. That's not exact. If you want exact, you have to go on Google and do it.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. So yeah, US dollar's about 141 Canadian. So yeah, it looks like the
Yeah, the U.S. dollar's down right now. And for us foreigner people living over on this side of the pond, if you want to spend money
yeah,
buying family or whatever, this is a good time to do it.
exactly. Yes.
Take advantage of it because
It
it's not
won't.
going to stay that way.
No.
Eventually, it'll go back to what it was, and it'll be like, oh, it's expensive again.
Yep. So there you go. Good morning, Miss Denise. It's good to see you there as well. Giovanna says that she grew up in Imperial and then moved to Metric in 1972 in Kenya. I think it switched about the same time in Australia too. I wasn't around when it happened. But yeah, I'm pretty well versed in both, which is nice. So,
How many stars do you have made right now?
1.25.
No, you don't have any already made from before?
Nope.
Okay, got you. Because I was going to say we could do a show and tell right before you have to go and show it what you got all together. I've got quite a collection going on over here.
Yeah, and I made 9 of them for the quilt behind me. And then I had 5 more, I think, made. And I put those into the cushion cover that I submitted to the state fair. So I'm going to make 10 more well, eight and three quarters more now, so I can add them to the courthouse steps, which I think I can reach. Hang on, come here, you. Can I reach you? Yeah. So we can do that. I can just show off my courthouse steps instead.
Yeah, I would think that would be great because I figured it would be fun to show it because I don't think we did it last time. Because we got sidetracked or I got sidetracked.
Well, last month we did the stitches
And we
together.
did. Oh, I am so excited about the Stitch It project because I think you're gonna love my blocks. Yeah, I did a couple more. Well, there's
Oh,
one I'm
okay.
gonna be. Remember, I was gonna use the Fat Quarter Shop sew along for my Stitch It.
Yeah.
So one of the blocks in that Fat Quarter Shop Jolly Bar sew along, um, the block is really big, so it has like a lot of pieces to it. And I've been working on it on the side because there would be no way I could get it finished in the live. So I'm getting all the smaller parts sewn so that I could put it together on a live.
There you go. That
And
sounds good.
I am so happy with the way the color that Callie and Co fabric line. My goodness, it's really talking to me. Look,
Well, that's good.
I have this many courthouse stairs.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you got me
And
beat.
yeah, I've been working just doing mindless work, and I have this many stars.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you've been a busy little lady there.
Yeah, it's like when I can't sleep or something, I come in here and I'll um this paper piecing. I didn't think I was ever gonna like be okay about doing it, and now this has really sparked me doing this particular pattern, and because it's pretty mindless.
It
It's
is, and
scraps out
that's
scraps. Yeah, you're just sewing scraps. That's all you're doing.
yeah. It's really, and I've done, and that's kind of was the inspiration behind the kid. I call it the kiddos quilt, I guess. Because for anyone that doesn't know, there's nine stars up there, and each one represents the country flag for the kids that we've hosted or are currently hosting. So, um, yeah, it was really good mindless sewing because it took longer, I think, to cut out the fabric sometimes, even though that didn't take very long, but you didn't really need much effort. Like you just cut out the fabric and then you just sewed it. It went together really quickly. If I needed something simple to do one night, a lot of times I'd gravitate towards this.
It definitely is fun. And I've been wrote and also I don't know if you've seen it, Sean, but check this. I don't know if I showed it to you or not. But I've been also working on my granddaughter's quilt, that dragon fruit, which is all paper piecing too.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Oh, very nice.
Isn't that fantastic?
I love the colors on it.
Once I got into a rhythm and quit making so many mistakes on this part of it, because you have to, I have six of these that are mistakes on the not this particular one. It's this log cabin, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
I kept putting the color in the wrong way, and it has to be this way because you have this transition right here. And
Right.
if you don't have everything where it's supposed to be, it won't come out right. But isn't that great?
Oh, I think you've done a wonderful job with that.
So it's another one of those where you can just sit and watch someone's live or listen to music and watch it live at the same time, which sometimes I do, and get on with it.
Yep. That's really good. Has anyone tried these? I'd love to know. Yeah, in the comments or if you're watching the live, have you guys tried making these? I know a few of you were sewing along with us at some point. I don't know if I think some people have finished already
Good
because
morning,
yeah.
Geraldine. It's good to see you. And hello, Duraka, and I never say her name right. Oh my
I think
gosh.
you've got it pretty close.
She says, "Good morning, you all from cold, snowy Canada."
Because if I remember correctly, I think her name is of Czech
Yeah, it's
origin. I'm pretty sure it's
Poland.
Czech origin.
I think
What
she's
was
from
it?
Poland. Hey,
Oh,
let us
okay.
know, Dubravka,
Vodka.
if it because I think she said she was Polish. I think
Maybe it was I thought it was Czech, but I mean, I've had kids from Poland and the Czech Republic, so I probably got it confused. We'll have to wait to see what she tells us.
Giovanna
You,
says she hasn't sewn in months.
oh, that's
What in the
that's
world?
I'd go crazy.
Why haven't you been sewing? Have you been on a Croatia? There we go. See, I was
Croatia,
wrong.
okay.
We
Oh,
both were wrong.
somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, it's in that area. We were in the general vicinity, kind of.
Yeah, I thought it was I really thought it was what's yeah,
Heck,
that's where it is. Okay, I always get a little confused with some of the
Giovanna says completely wrong, guys.
Hey, we had the right continent. We were only a couple of 100 miles off.
We,
Give us a break.
we were in the general vicinity of it.
Hey, look, if you
Hey, the fact that we even knew she was in that part of it, but I knew it was somewhere up there.
yeah, well, it was just a couple of countries over. It wasn't, we apologize. We're not making fun. We really aren't.
Not making
Um,
fun. No, we're not.
I don't know. I don't know where I
But I
got.
admit that I am geographically illiterate on some parts of Europe. So
Well, I do all right with European geography. For
I
the
can
most
name a lot
part,
of them, but a lot of them I can't. You know,
I'm a
especially.
little,
Go ahead.
yeah, like the Baltic area and the Slavic area. I get a little
Yeah,
fuzzy on.
yeah.
That's the ear I'm the most fuzzy at. But other than that, I'm pretty good.
Giovanna says she's been making charms and
Beads.
beads. Oh, got it. Hey, speaking of beads, I have a bunch of beads in my in a tote. I was trying to learn how to sew beads together because that's part of the culture here. And I need me a good teacher because I would really like to make some cool little designs with the beads.
I was just going to make pumpkin banana bread this morning. Wish me luck.
Oh,
Good luck on that. We were just talking about banana bread here the other day. The girls were talking about how they like banana bread and stuff. So we may have to go make some banana bread at some point. I'll have to go find some overripe bananas first.
um, those of you who have channels, don't forget to type exclamation selfie to share your channel in the group or in the chat. You've probably been seeing the bot advertising or asking you to go visit Zaza's channel, Zaza's channel, Danny's channel, Tammy's channel, and Sean's channel.
There you go.
That's been going on. I finally got Zaza's on my bot. I did that yesterday because at first I was putting on oh, and Sherry's is on there too. I was putting on some smaller channels on there, and I was looking. I'm like, wait a minute, I forgot to finish doing Zaza's. So I went in there
Yeah.
last night and that problem.
Yeah, I'm horrible. I'm a terrible person for this, but I kept forgetting that Zaza had a channel until quite recently. So I did actually catch her live last night, and that was a lot of fun. And um
Email today
small
from her.
small yeah, small spoiler alert, we'll have her on my Saturday morning live later on in December as well. So that'll be a lot of fun.
So if you haven't been to Zaza's channel to help, subscribe to help her channel grow a little bit, please go over there and do that because these little channels need, all the love that they can get from all of us.
Oh, definitely. That's why I try and if I see someone that's new and they're doing well and I think they're gonna be a good fit, I try to reach out to them and say, hey, do you want to come hang out for a while? Because yeah, we
Definitely.
all we all need that little boost. I got very, very lucky at the beginning. I got noticed by Becca and Stephanie and a couple of others, and that kind of gave me the exposure that I needed to get some momentum. So I've been trying to repay the favor ever since.
Yeah, I try to promote all of them I can promote, you know, because
Yep.
but I've always been like that. Even before I started having a channel, I would be sharing their channels and saying hit that thumbs up like button, and most everybody's got, I think, finally gotten used to seeing me do that all the time because it's just been a thing I've been doing for the last since 2015 when I started becoming a YouTuber. You know, just a follower, not a channel,
Yeah.
because I realized it helps get, you know, helps their channel. And it's a good way of paying it forward that you get to watch free content, you know?
Yes. No, we.
I really wish I could find me a small iron in Denmark, the smaller one where I can have it right here at the desk. But I can't seem to find one.
Have you considered like a wool pressing mat? Because they come in all different sizes.
I haven't bought a wool mat because I don't know, I'm a little
I
worried
love
about it.
mine.
I'm worried about it getting a smell to it that would trigger my asthma.
That's something that a lot of people have brought up, and that was one of the reasons I didn't get a wool pressing mat for quite a long time. And I got this one. I got this one here. It's like 8 by 11 from someplace, some sheep person up in upstate New York. I got it at New York Sheep and Wool Festival last year, and it has not had the first bit of smell on it at all, not once. And then more recently, my friends at Aliso gave me a couple of their pressing mats. They're like 15 by 15, and they're actually interlockable, and you can put them together. And those are fantastic as well. They did have a little bit of a smell at them at the very beginning, like the first 2 or 3 times I used them, I did notice a bit of a smell, but after that, nothing. So if that's what's putting you off, I say, find one that has good reviews and give it a shot and just see how you go from there. Because yeah, at least for me, the smell has not been what I thought it was going to be.
Dubrovka says, I was born in Croatia and you guys were super close.
I thought we did all right.
I knew it was in that area. And I remember I've asked her before uh, because her name is so different.
Yeah,
And I couldn't place, you know, sometimes when you see people's names, you can kind of guess where they might be from. But with hers,
exactly.
I was
Yeah,
kind of being, I'm like, it was teasing me. I wasn't sure what country. Because here in Greenland, um, a lot of the Greenlandic names that people have, you know they're Greenlandic because of the way they're spelled and how long they are, you know. They're some of their names are super long.
yeah, yeah. Poland tends to be more SKI at the end, not all the time.
Gotcha.
Um, because Misha's last name was not an SKI, but a lot of them, yeah, you can kind of tell sometimes.
Yep.
So, but no, I'm a big fan of the wool pressing mats, and the nice thing about them too is like even if you're pressing on them, like just on a wooden table, like the bottom of it doesn't get warm at all. So like you don't have to have anything fancy. I just have my own TV tray table.
Consider it if I could find a small iron to use on it. Right now, I made my own big portable ironing station because I have just that big iron, and that big iron's too big for putting on this table
Yeah.
that I'm working on. I don't have enough space as it is, as you can see by looking in the camera.
Yeah, that's why I like the mini irons like this.
Yeah, but I can't find a mini iron, Sean. That's what my whole point to this.
Oh, okay.
I have not been able to find a small iron.
Would the ones from Fat Quarter Shop not work, or is it a different plug or
No, because the plug is
the
American
plug's different?
electricity, and here we're on 220. And even if you, and you would, I would have to spend $300 on a kind of adapter that can because irons, curling irons, and blow dryers from the United States will burn up. And how do I know this? Because I melted a curling iron using a regular standard adapter. You have to buy a special kind of adapter for irons and stuff because it heats up and uses a lot more electricity apparently. Katie, get a travel iron. Hmm.
Oh yeah, that's true. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, the travel irons are good because they're dual voltage.
Oh,
Um,
I didn't know that.
yeah, the actually let me grab one of these. I actually have one of those handy.
I bet I could
Hey,
find one of those in Denmark too, I bet.
I think this is a dual voltage. Hang on. Yeah, Steamfast makes a dual voltage one. I don't know if this one is or if it's the other one. I have two of them.
And
I
Dubravka told me I said it perfect.
Yes, you have. She's told me the same thing in the past too, which is nice. So actually, it might be this one. No, it's a 120. Yeah, they kind of look like this. But they'll have like a little switch on the back, and it'll be 110 or 220 or 240.
Okay.
And they're
I'll,
generally not that expensive. They're like 20, $30. You might find them like you may even find them at like an international airport, like at a Brookstone or something like that, because they'll sell them to people traveling, so they can iron their clothes and that sort of thing there as well. So yeah, travel iron would probably be
airport.
the yeah,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I definitely will do that the next time I fly.
or a duty free store, something like that. They probably have them there.
Yeah.
So yeah, Giovanna says she has a small one that works perfectly. It was 15 euros. Yeah, they're not expensive. I had one of those Steam Fast used to be a travel iron. I didn't buy it because it was travel. I just bought it because it was small and it was cheap and it worked beautifully. And then it actually worked out right as it died, it got recalled. So I was actually able to get a replacement for free.
I would not have thought of that. I didn't know that travel irons were like that. I just
Yeah,
learned something new today.
yeah. So that might be that
That
is
would
probably going to
be
be the perfect
awesome.
answer to you.
Yeah, it
Um,
would. Can you order from Amazon? No, not currently.
have,
I need to find some place that in Europe that would ship to me that
um,
had that particular kind of iron.
Good. When Nico comes back, if he's in the big city, he might be able to get one now.
Yeah, I'll ask him to go into the duty free in Nuke and see if the
Yeah,
airport there, and see if they by some chance.
I think there's a very good chance to have it there. That might be the best answer to your problem. Like just have him get it when he comes back
Because
because
he's
he
yeah, because I think
someone
he's
there's gonna someone there's gonna have one.
yeah, because I think he told me he would be spending at least one night or two nights in Nuke before he comes home. So
Yeah,
he might not be home on Thanksgiving Day like I think he's going to be.
yeah. No, I think that'll work nicely.
I'm going to be doing a live on Thanksgiving, guys. That's my usual Thursday anyway. And I was thinking about for that live on Thursday, I think I'm going to quilt that Christmas mini quilt.
There you
Giovanna
go.
says it's shipped to the US. Yeah, but you should be able to ship to me because we're Greenland, not, you know.
Yeah. But I think he'll find one in Nuke, to be honest.
I hope so because that would be awesome.
Yeah. There you go. But no, I've got like I got now I now have three of those little irons. The Eliso one here and two of the Steam Fast ones because I will never go with one iron ever again because they always break down at the most inappropriate times.
Well, I wrote an email to Alyssa. It's Alyssa, right?
Yeah,
That's how you asking them if they because they sell the big ones in Europe, but
yeah,
the mini ones I couldn't find. And so I wrote to them. I said, "Are you going to have ever you sell the mini ones in Denmark?" And they wrote back. They said someday in the future they will, but when I was asking about it, they had no intention. Something about mechanical issues or something.
right.
Oh, and because and I think they're a family-owned business, and so I don't know. I can't remember exactly what they said, but it was pretty much like, no, we're not.
Yeah, there may not be enough market share out there for them to jump into it.
Probably not. And I don't
Yeah,
necessarily want, I wasn't after that brand. I just want a small iron.
yeah. If you can get
But
that, if it works out for you, that you can get your hands on one of the small ones, I think
it
they're
would be
really
a
good.
lifesaver. Yeah, definitely, come in handy for a small spot.
Yeah, that's kind of why I got one. Well, they were very kind. They were very kind and gifted me one. This one here, along with the pads and stuff. So I was very
We,
blessed in that spot.
um, Dubrovka, no, we don't. Everything I have here, I have had to order online from the United States mostly, because I haven't found any shops to sew or buy from in Europe.
There you go. All right, so it looks like it's almost 10 o'clock, so we might need
Yeah.
to wrap things up in just a few moments because I need to run away. And then I think Donnell's going live at 10 as well, and she's got a special guest this morning as well. So, um, do you want to show us what you have, or do you want me to start off?
You start off, and I'll
Okay,
get my little box out to show them to
you'll
all of them.
catch up. Okay, so this morning I worked on this one.
Wait a minute, let me spotlight you, okay? Hold
Okay,
on. There we go.
all right, so we have this one here with all these different boutiques. I think this one turned out beautifully.
Yeah, it did.
And then I thought I'd get a lot more done this morning, but I guess that's okay. And then
Oh,
this
we've
is
been
what I've done.
hacking.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what that happens sometimes. So that's that. Actually, I think it goes up here. There we go.
Yep, that's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, and these are just blue boutiques that came to me. So I've just been messing with that. And then the courthouse stairs, I have got. Actually, I did this one a while ago in Hawaiian print.
I like that one too.
That
Pretty
probably
much.
won't go. And then if
Oh,
you like Tula,
yep.
it's Tula. Oh, I made that one a while ago. It's the
That's
same yellow
great.
I thought I used that yellow before on this project, but that's
That looks
okay. I'll just make sure they're in two different cushions. And then this is Allison Glass,
nice.
and then more Tula. These are like all the scraps from the Alice in Wonderland
Yeah.
project. And then we've got two more, the Tiny Stripes by Tula,
Hmm. They look
and then
wonderful.
yeah, and then the bigger stripes.
That one is definitely different.
Yes, it is. I don't think I'd like a whole quilt full of this, but I think the one little block by itself will look quite
Yep.
nice.
Um, let's see. Mary G says those are beautiful, Sean. Giovanna says beautiful. And then Dubrovka told me I should try ordering from Canada, so I'll look into that. Jennifer says, "Where do you get the star pattern from?" Fat Quarter Shop. It is called the here. It's called the Woven Star, and I'll give you the number for the paper. It's on here some. Okay, it's ISE dash 711
Yeah.
7011. Sorry, and it looks like yeah. Sean's showing you.
Well, take me off. That way you can show yours because yours you got there's two
Yes,
different
it's much
sizes.
smaller. Yeah, he has the 6 inch and I have the 4 inch.
So
But they're a fat quarter shop foundation paper piecing thing. So just go over there and you'll find it. I
yeah,
think
and
you might.
it's
I think she's been selling her papers to other companies too. But Fat Quarter Shop actually owns this company. Uh, they bought out the original. In fact, let me see here. I actually have. Let me see here. That's got Fat Quarter Shop label. No. Anyway, one of my rolls of triangle paper here, I have an actual original roll by the original company. And then I don't remember how long ago it was. It was probably 6 or 7 years ago. Fat Quarter Shop bought their company out and made it their own. So now they're using that company to create all these different types of foundation paper piecing. All right, let me show you these because I know Sean's got to go. All right, so
Oh,
here's all of mine so far. I'm gonna show you the courthouse stairs first. Oh wait, you know what? I'll use this camera right here. Sean, let me know if you can see that.
I can see your overhead camera, yes.
Okay. All right, so this is the first one.
There you go. That's pretty. I remember that one.
I know I like this hashtag fabric. I wish I'd have bought more of it.
That's very patriotic to me. That's good. Oh, there you go. These all look great, Katie. You've done a wonderful job with these.
Thank you. Wait till you, this is teal, by the way, right here.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I would have liked doing the 4-inch ones as much as I like doing the 6. Well, that's nice and tropical and jungly
I know,
type.
I love this green one. And then I did a different hue of green.
Well, there you go.
And this is all from scraps I have in several little plastic containers.
Very nice.
Did you just yawn?
No,
This
maybe.
is easy for me to start doing that if that's what you're doing. This is that same teal again.
Okay. So I thought it looked the same. Well, that's pretty too.
Turquoise. Yeah, I love this turquoise, and I should have bought a lot of this one too because it's beautiful. When I realized I liked it and went back to see if I could get more, it was already sold out.
That's no fun.
Yeah, I know it's aggravating. Look at this one. Isn't that cool?
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Lots of
And
purples.
then I did a turquoise and purple with the orange
Well, I like
center.
that one.
Yeah, me too. And then there's a different type of blue there.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like a slacker now. I mean, you've done like 50 of these and I've done like two.
Well, I still have a long way to go before I have enough to make the small quilt
Yeah.
because it's going to be a big quilt anyway. Right now, I'll show you the stars.
Okay.
Now, you notice that most of this had cool colors except for like in the center right here. Now, watch what my stars looks like. You're going to
Well,
see lots of warm colors.
I like that. Well, that's nice and scrappy.
Yep.
Nice too. I like that one.
I think this one looks cool.
Yeah.
And I like this one too.
Yeah, it's very autumny.
Yeah, it just came out really neat.
Oh, that one's fun.
Yep.
And that one's cool too.
Yep.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, there is. There's more. Oh, I've been having a good time with these stars. You
I
can
can
probably
tell.
tell. Look how scrappy they are. Ah, so these are all of them I have so far.
The
Isn't that
Scrappies
neat?
worked the Scrappies worked really well with yours. They really have. You know, I've
Yeah.
tried to keep mine where they're, you know, all neat and that sort of thing there, but the scrappy parts worked really well there for you.
And I've come up with a method with this where if you look here you'll see where I used them in two different ways. Like this light purple here had
Yeah,
one side was the long side, and then the same purple was used on the short side. And
yeah.
I did the short side here, long side of the darker purple,
You've
short
done it at
side.
right angles.
Yeah, I rotate it, and it gives it an interesting effect when you do it like
It
that.
does. Yeah, no, I agree.
Geraldine says, "Wow, Katie, you've been busy." So, someone asked me the other day, do I sew much off the camera? This is what I do off camera when I need to just get my mind off of life. This is a good way to do it.
Oh, for sure.
So, okay, so before Sean leaves, there's two things we're going to talk about. One is next month, uh, December. Sorry, I got distracted by something that fell on the floor. Okay, December 7th,
Yep.
he and I will get together and we're going to work on the Stitch It again because we're doing that Stitch It challenge. And I'm
Yes.
super excited because I want to see where you are on yours. And I think you're going to love what I've been doing with that Callie and Co. fabric line.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see that. I've been good. I haven't touched mine since the last
Well, I only
one.
been working on that one big block that's part of that sew along from Fat Quarter Shop that I'm using those for.
Yeah.
But I have laid out other blocks that just haven't been sewn. They're just laid out on design boards so I can get an idea of what I want to do. And I'm looking at the colors and the way I'm using it. I'm like, this looks really cool this way. So I'm having fun with that.
Well, that's good.
So when we get together to sew, I'll have them all ready to sew because I'll have them laid out. Well, not all of them, just some of them. Because I'm a slow shower, Sean.
Oh, you're fine. Hey, we all saw at our own speed, right? So,
I only
it's
got one
not
done today. I was
it's not
working
a
on.
race.
I know. All right, Sean, tell them one more time when you go live and all the pertinent information about your channel.
Okay, so real quick, yeah, Saturday mornings, 8 o'clock in the morning, I go live. I usually have a guest with me, because sewing's always better with friends. And then Sunday at 9 o'clock Eastern, I have my podcast, which is where you get to go see what I've been working on. So if you haven't checked that out, go check it out. We have episode 200 this morning. Um,
Congratulations on
I
that
know
one.
it's been fun that I've kept it up for 200 episodes. So,
Yeah,
onwards and upwards to
fantastic.
250 and beyond.
Yep. I haven't even got to 100 with my podcast yet.
But you started a bit later than I did, so that's
Oh yeah,
okay.
I do, and I've struggled trying to get because I like to do the podcast where I'm interviewing someone, and it's been a struggle trying to find new people to interview because the first year I interviewed a lot of people, and I think I ended up with 30 or 4, not even. I think I got close to the 50 mark on my podcast for the first year, but my this year has been not so many. I
Yeah,
don't
well,
know.
you can always invite people back and see what's changed since the last time.
Yes, Lainey, I see you. So that means she said something that I must have missed up here somewhere. Hi,
Uh,
Lainey. Um, if there was a something, yeah, we see you. I'm sorry, I wasn't ignoring you. And she also says she loves our blocks.
well, thank
Mary,
you.
Mary Anna said beautiful. Um, okay. Giovanna says beautiful.
Thank
Uh,
you.
uh, let me see. Uh, Dubravka said you both did excellent job. Beautiful. Giovanna says very busy. Bravo to both of you. And Lainey had the questions and emojis.
Yep,
Asking
love
if you
that.
I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to ignore you. She says I believe I want to come for Christmas. So you said you're going to be on. Yes, I will be on Christmas too. Yeah. And I'm going to be doing a 12-hour. Speaking of my 12-hour live, Sean, you have to drop in for a few minutes and talk about your channel. You don't have to stay very long. Just drop in on that 12-hour live, talk about your channel, and then you can disappear if you want.
Yeah, I'll do my best. This seems like I let me see. Last year I intended to do that, but we ended up
Yeah,
playing
but
board
you had
games with the
other
kids
people.
like yeah, like the kids and I and the family. And yeah, by the time we were done, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. So you were already done. But
No,
I'll
I wasn't done. I ran my live from, oh, wait. I did it different last year. I did it 12 to 12, didn't I?
yeah, I think you were done. Like you
No, I
were
looked at,
sorry.
yeah, this year I'm going to do it it'll start at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time and it will end 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, I should be able to pop in for a little bit. We'll work something out there.
I changed it a little bit because I realized that some people might be having doing like family dinner together for New Year's Eve, and if I
Yeah,
schedule a little bit later, then they may have a chance to pop in for just a few minutes because it
yeah,
my live will be open door. Now, some people had stayed the whole 12 hours with me last year, and my because this will be my third annual live, 12-hour live. So this will be the third year doing it, and it's done well, and I've been happy with it.
yeah.
I just have to not run it past the 12 hours, or you don't get all your watch hours if you do. So, whatever.
So there you go. It'll be 11 hour and 59 minutes and 12 seconds live.
Yep. Yep, exactly. All right. As far as what I'm doing, the next live for me will be Tuesday. It'll be my once a month um crochet together with Shonda, Andy from Crafty Witch, and Amanda from Scraptastic Crocheter. So, and that'll be at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday. We do that once a month. We had to move it up because she was busy the latter part of this month. So that's why it's early this time. So anyway, that's the next slide. Thank you for coming, everybody. Remember to live, laugh, love, and dream. What do? You make something. Bye,
All
everyone.
right, see you later. Thanks for coming.
Okay, we're off.
All right, excellent.